Nathan Judo. I'm here with Wolves reporter Tim Spiers. Tim, 3-1 defeat at Carrow Road, and to be honest, Wolves didn't really deserve it, did they?
It's a tough one to judge because, with 75 minutes on the clock, they're the team that's got the momentum. They pulled it back to 1-1. They're looking the more likely goal scorers, and then it looks like they've been really hard done by. We still haven't seen the replay yet for the penalty, which made it 2-1 to Norwich. But we just spoke to Captain Danny Bart, and he said Houlihan dived basically.
But at the same time, that first half, I think Paul Lambert said it wasn't acceptable. It was a poor first half, especially after a decent performance against Aston Villa. They needed to come out strong, and they didn't.
No, they didn't. They were really flat in the first half, which is ultimately what's cost them. I mean, this home crowd were ready to turn. They were chanting anti-Jez Moxie chants as soon as the game kicked off.
Yeah.
It was very quiet in those first opening minutes, and an early Wolves goal. This crowd, like I said, they're ready to turn. I think Norwich had lost 9 of the last 16. Slipped down to mid-table on a terrible run. Fans really unhappy with how things are going. So you want to capitalise on that, and Wolves didn't, to be frank. Like I said, they did improve after the break, and you never know what would have happened in those last 15 minutes. So on the balance of play over 90 minutes, over chances created, Norwich hit the post as well. They're deserved winners, but Wolves will rightly say they had all the momentum at 75 minutes, and Norwich shouldn't have had a penalty. So they've been unlucky, but they certainly haven't played to the best of their ability today. They were very flat first half.
A couple of changes and no central defender on the bench. Was that a surprise?
Yeah. Would expect to see Courtney Hawes on the bench. Although I guess if one of their centre halves got injured, I also could have slotted into centre half, or maybe even Doherty at a push.
But a lot of people asking about Mike Williamson and Courtney Hawes.
No injuries to either of them. Lambert's proved himself to be an attacking manager in his time at Wolves so far, and certainly proven with the fact he's made, which I'm sure a move that he regretted later, all 3 of his attacking subs before the 65-minute mark. So a surprise not to see a defender on the bench, but it was irrelevant at the end of the day.
Absolutely, but Helder Costa did get that penalty, and you're right, Wolves were the only team at that point who looked like they were going to go and score.
Yeah, I mean, expected them to make a really big reaction at the start of the second half, which again they didn't. I mean, Norwich had the best chance in the first half, then Cameron Jerome hit the post at the start of the second half, inside of the post. They were really unlucky there, and then great work from Bodvarsson and Doherty for the penalty, and a brilliant penalty, by the way.
Yeah, stunning. It's just so easy, so natural to him.
You don't save them, do you?
No. Top corner.
Yeah,
right in front of the Wolves fans. Great celebration. So it's such a shame that they haven't gone on.
Yeah, and they had a couple of chances after that. I think Edwards had one from a corner and a couple of other bits and bobs, and then it was just that penalty from 75 minutes that swung it. And after then, they reacted positively initially, but there was obviously far too much for them to do. And it's They did well to prevent Matt Doherty from to make any saves in goal.
Absolutely. And we got a Vyman sighting as well. What do you make of him? I know he was only on the pitch briefly and they were losing, but
he was more impressive from a defensive point of view actually. There's some really good blocks in those last 15 minutes. He's gone to a makeshift left back as soon as the left back was in goal. He did okay, a couple of nice bursts. I thought he fitted in okay. Nice few passes. He had one decent shot from 20 yards. So it's hard to judge him on that because it was within half an hour of him coming on, Wolves are down to 10 men. I'd be interested to see him start maybe at Liverpool next week, and I think he probably will do.
And the ramifications, of course, for the Liverpool game, huge game, is that at this present moment of time, that the Carl Akimi will be suspended.
Yeah, as soon as he's been sent off for the push.
Looks like
on
afterwards,
Houlihan, then you can't really expect that to be.
Because a lot of people are saying about the double jeopardy thing. The double jeopardy thing. But at the same time, it wasn't. There has been some afters, and obviously that's what he's been sent off for.
It wasn't to do with double jeopardy. It was for the push afterwards. Yeah. To be honest, I didn't see it at the time in the melee, but apparently Houlihan's got up after diving, and Akimi's just pushed him. So if so, a really stupid reaction from Akimi.
Sure.
He's only got himself to blame for that, I'm afraid. But ramifications, as you say. He'll miss the cup game, which is devastating for Akimi, and a bad time for Wolves because Lonergan's
not on the bench today.
Not 100% fit yet. He's back in training, but I gather he's not 100% fit.
Sure.
So Harry Maguire was on the bench today. So we'll see what happens this week.
Really good Wolves following today, and I see plenty have sold out already. I think going to Liverpool.
Yeah, 8,300.
Wow,
that's all.
8,300. I'm sure they could have sold 10, 12,000.
That was just the season ticket holders.
Incredible.
It didn't even go on general sale. They got 13,000 odd season ticket holders. And 8,000 of those have bought tickets for the game. So we really look forward to that one. It's a shame they don't go there with more buoyancy.
Yeah.
And a real shame, because if they'd have won today, they'd have gone to within 2 points of Norwich, and you've still, you know, we've always said we've said it's a long shot.
We're not talking about it. We were talking about it, but we weren't.
Well, because they've got to play for something.
Yeah.
In the second half of the season.
Yeah.
So, you know, they had that hope to cling to.
Sure.
But with every, you know, they'll have to play like champions for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
If they're going to get anywhere near that top six. So I think first and foremost, they're 7 points above the bottom three.
Mm-hmm.
They've got 2 away games coming up in the league: Barnsley and Burton away.
Sure.
Then Newcastle at home. So they have got to be a little bit careful.
Sure.
I'm not worried for them
but
at this point, but they have got to be a little bit careful. They don't get sucked into any kind of relegation battle. So as we've said all along, it's probably going to be a mid-table finish and about forming that team for next season.
Disappointing afternoon for Wolves. For all the post-match reaction on this one, make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.